Hey, Liz. Hey, welcome or welcome back to my channel. For those of you guys who are new here, my name is Christy Love, and on this channel, you guys, we talk all things faith, entrepreneurship, and everyday lifestyle. So, you all know that lately I've been talking about credit repair, and I have been trying to budget my finances, you guys. So, I have created me some expense sheets that I'm going to start documenting my paychecks on. So, if you caught the last video, I actually documented my July 3rd paycheck. And now today, I'm going to be documenting my July 17th. So I am a little bit late. Today is now Monday. But however, I wanted to wait until a few things actually hard posted to my account. I still have a few entries that has not hard posted yet. But I think what I'm going to start doing is kind of like future forecasting what is actually going to be coming out of my check. I guess that's hence why it's called budgeting, right? So I'm going to be like budgeting the projected amounts of what should be due. And then I'll just balance it out as they like hard post to my actual account. So I'm going to start off with the payroll planner, and then we're going to look at the expense tracker, the buy now pay later, and then I also created me a subscription tracker because y'all, I got to get a hold to all of these things that has been coming out of my account. Every time I turn around, it's always something that is coming out. So I decided that I was going to create some spreadsheets so that I can try to like track it a little bit better than what I have been doing. So I would probably like tweak this again. And as you can, like, if you caught my July 3rd paycheck I almost said budget email, budget video, you would actually see that I had actually listed these items on the payroll planner a little bit differently. I did tweak it a little bit because I feel like as I'm like progressing in my journey of like budgeting, I'm figuring out like different ways of actually like categorizing my entries. So next paycheck, it may be a little bit different. Okay. So I'm just going to keep on tweaking it until I figure out what works out for me and what works out for my actual lifestyle. Okay. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started on the July 17th. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this. I think I got everything in frame, but this is my payroll planner. And as you can see, I already have the July 3rd paycheck on here. So I'm just going to fill in my July 17th paycheck. Let me get it out of here first. Y'all, and don't mind my scratch sheet over here, y'all. I keep notes. But my pay date was July 17th, and I got paid $1,652.08. So I already took the liberty of filling out my fixed expenses. I wanted to make it a little bit quicker because my last video, y'all, I talked y'all ears off, and I'm so sorry. I am truly a talker to heart, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and just read off what I have listed. So on my July 17th paycheck, I put $500 over to my mortgage. My mortgage is not actually $500. It's actually $1,075, but I'm going to start breaking those down into two payments. Before I was making like large lump sum payments, but I decided that I wanted to break them up just so that I can have a little bit more flexibility throughout the month. So I applied $500 to my savings account for my phone bill. Me and my daughter has phone services together, and I pay $114 for our phone bill. With Progressive Leasing, I pay $107.15 every 2 weeks. And I don't know if you caught it on my last video, but in case you didn't, my daughter upgraded her iPhone. So we actually got it through Progressive Leasing, and I just make payments of $107.15 every 2 weeks. I've already paid the internet. I've already paid Netflix. And then with Mid South, that is a collection agency, and I paid them $60 every 2 weeks. And actually, you guys, I gotta call them to figure what my balance is because I think I'm almost done paying them off. So I'll be giving them a phone call on tomorrow just to see where I stand at with them because I'm really thinking that I probably owe them 3 or 4 more payments. And then for my Arkansas taxes, I do owe back taxes, you guys, to the state of Arkansas. So once a month I pay 125. So I pay that on this paycheck here. And all of these altogether total up to be $906.15. And now we're going to move over to the expense tracker. These are actually both expense trackers, but however, I wanted to have one for my fixed expenses and for my flexible. Okay. So on my flexible one, these are the ones that I actually can cancel at any time. It's not anything that I just have to just pay. Well, my credit cards, yes, but I still put them on flexible or whatever. I'm actually thinking about putting them over on my fixed. And that's one thing I was saying. I'm still trying to figure out how I actually want to like categorize everything. But as of right now, I did put my credit cards over on my flexible expense tracker. So on here, for the July 17th paycheck, I paid Kickoff. So I actually have two different accounts on Kickoff. Kickoff is a credit builder app that I have that helps me to build my credit. So the one that's $35, I actually paid towards a credit line. They gave me a $3,500 credit line, and every month I paid them $35 to uphold that credit line. And then ChatGPT actually comes out on the 24th, and I pay $20 a month for ChatGPT. For Capital One, I actually put zero here because Capital One actually was not due. But I'm wanting to, keep my balances kind of low. Plus, this one right here is actually for my groceries. I have a credit card for groceries, which is my Capital One, and then I have Credit One, which is my credit card that I actually use for my gas. So I paid them $80.69, and then for Microsoft, I actually don't even know what this charge is, y'all. I don't know what this $9.99 charge is, but I'm too afraid to cancel it because it's Microsoft and I don't want to lose anything than what I already have. Because I don't know. I feel like I may need it. So I just got to figure out what this is so I can be more at ease of paying this $9.99 a month. But Planet Fitness, you guys, this is my gym membership. And I paid them $27.39. And then Apple Care, Canva, iCloud, and KineMaster, those all come out on a later date. But however, I didn't put it over here on the amount paid part just yet because I have not paid them just yet, but I already know they're going to be coming out. They're just going to be coming out on a different date. On Apple Care, it's going to come out on the 22nd. Canva's going to come out on the 30th. iCloud is going to come out on the 28th. And then KineMaster actually should have come out on like over the weekend. I canceled KineMaster. KineMaster is an app that I use on my phone to edit my videos, and I don't know, y'all. It's just so glitchy. I just rather not to use it. Plus, lately I've been using Canva to edit all of my videos and stuff like that. So there's no reason to be paying for Canva and paying for KineMaster too. So I did cancel KineMaster. So because I already know these are going to come out of this sometime this week, I am going to go ahead and add these all in. So let's go ahead and get my calculator. Y'all, and I love this calculator. I think it's so cute. I got it from Amazon. And if you caught my last video, I had shared with you guys that I am actually an Amazon um, affiliate. I had forgot all about them. And they sent me my email, and they were talking about how much I had made for the month, which was zero because I actually haven't been advertising anything, not until lately. But I was like, hey, if it's a possibility, then I might as well go ahead and start posting on Duro Amazon. So I'm going to go ahead and put 20504 on here on my total paid, because once everything posts, this is going to be the amount that's going to come out of this paycheck here. So that is it for my flexible expense tracker. And then now, y'all, we are going to talk about the buy now, pay laters. This is probably one of my most important sheets, other than my like fixed expenses that has to come out that I have to pay. This right here, y'all, I went buy now, pay later crazy. You hear me? You hear me, y'all? And we went on a trip and stuff too. I put everything up on there. Like I mean, my hotel room, my airplane, y'all. I put everything up on there. The same thing for Cash App, and then Cash App got it to where after you make a purchase on something, you can borrow against that. Y'all don't fall for that trap like I did. I was borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. Even when I had the money, I was borrowing because I didn't want to spend mine. And now I'm to the point to where I'm having to pay this stuff back. I'm not tripping, okay? Because I made the debt. I just got to pay it off. So on paycheck one, I paid all of these entries here, which was a total of $689. And that was on June 3rd. And then on this paycheck here, I'm just going to go through some of the entries because I have paid off a lot and I am so excited. So on this paycheck here, I paid the last payment for this Amazon is $13.98. I paid the last payment for this Amazon listed here, $64.29. And as you can see over here in Paycheck 3, I wrote paid off because, of course, I don't have to pay anything in reference to these on this paycheck. These three right here aren't due yet, so those are due in August. So that'll probably come out on this paycheck here. So I just didn't list anything there. And then I made the last two payments for these two, for Priceline and for Shein, or Shein, however you want to pronounce it. But $65.53, I paid that last pay period. $80.46 last pay period. Those two are paid off. And then I paid $51.12 to Expedia, $32.60 to Jostens. Jostens is my daughter's graduation package. She graduated this past May, but with Jostens, they allowed us to pay for her cap and gown, her photos, and all of her memorabilia on Afterpay. So I'm still paying that off. So I paid them $32.60. And then also too, I paid off my last large purchase. This cash app here is $107.50. I paid that off on last paycheck, so I don't have to pay anything towards that. And then I have some smaller ones, $9.68. Two of them actually for that amount. And I paid off two last pay period. One was $86. The other one was $73.42. And then on these two here, I didn't have to make any payments. I left those blank. And then on these here, I made another large payment, $127.32. I paid that bad boy off. And then I have one that's $11.46, another one that's $48.37, paid that off. Another one that's $74.39, paid that off. And then I have three more smaller ones, which is $5.74, $4.48, and $3.95. I had calculated that earlier, but I had actually miscalculated. So I just whited that out with some correction liquid, and then I just waited for this video to add it up. So let's go ahead and add up the total amount of buy now, pay laters that I paid for on this paycheck. So we got $13.98, $64.29, $51.12, $32.60, $9.68, $9.68 again, $127.32 plus $11.46 plus 48.37 plus 74.39 plus 5.74 plus 4.48, and then finally plus 3.95. And that total comes out to be $457.06. Y'all can see how this is going down? Can you see how this is going down? I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. Something came up and I actually made another one. Help me, Lord. I need help. I shop too much. So I did create another one. I don't know how much. I think it was like $98. I don't know. I'll have to go and look at that. I don't know. I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. It's too late. I just gotta pay for it. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to my subscription tracker. Okay, so on here, I think this is going to be effective for me, okay? Because on here, I got the company name, I got the monthly amount, the due date, the renewal date, the cancellation date, and I even have questions to ask myself. Do I use it? Is it a keeper or do I want to cancel it? Okay. So I have the gym on here. Monthly I pay $27.39. That's due on the 16th. Do I use it? No. Should I use it? Yes. Do I use it? No. So I'm thinking about like canceling the gym membership, and that's only because literally, guys, right across the street I have a park, and I typically walk every other day, so I find more enjoyment in actually walking than what I do actually going to the gym. It's just something about being able to like throw on some tennis shoes and just walking across the street, you know what I mean? And they have like equipment out there like monkey bars and things like that, so I'm capable of doing like pull-ups and just working out my upper body. I have jump ropes and things like that, so I actually have a pretty good session out at the park. So you know, I mean, the gym can actually go. I haven't like really chosen just yet, so I haven't answered the questions just yet. Okay. And then on progressive leasing, I had that on here as a subscription. It's not really a subscription, but it's a subscription. Is it a subscription? I think it's a payment arrangement. But anyway, the monthly amount is $107.15. I pay that every 2 weeks. Netflix is $29.52. It's due on the 20th. Kickoff 1 and 2, kickoff number 1 is actually a savings account that I have at Kickoff. And after a 12-month period of time, they actually pay me back that $120 that I saved up. So that's a pretty good program if you're actually wanting to save in another kind of way. Kickoff, you can utilize the Kickoff app. And then the $35 is the Kickoff subscription that I have with them as well. And with that, they actually gave me a credit line of $3,500. And every month to keep that credit line instated, I pay $35. And that comes out on the 20th of every month. And then Tailwind is $29.99, and that comes out on the 22nd of every month. Tailwind is software that I actually use to schedule my Pinterest pins. But because I have decided to put my business on hold, I actually cancel services with Tailwind. So I can still use the free version of Tailwind. I just won't get as many, I won't be able to schedule as many pins as I would with the Pro. And then Microsoft, as I mentioned before, I don't know what this $9.99 is, but it comes out on the 15th, and I'm too scared to delete it or cancel it because I don't know what it goes to, and I feel like I need it. And then ChatGPT comes out on the 24th. That's $20 a month. Amazon Prime is $7.65. That comes out on the 3rd. Apple Care, that's actually for my iPad. It's $4.99. That comes out on the 22nd. Canva is $15. That comes out on the 30th. iCloud is $2.99. It comes out on the 28th. KineMaster, that's the program, the software that I was telling you guys that I actually canceled. So I made my last payment, which was $8.99, and I have until August the 18th to decide whether or not if I want to keep it or if I want to keep it off. But this will be my last day of service here. It's August the 18th. And then I canceled it here on 7/19/26. YouTube is $20.99. That comes out on the 5th. And then Beacons, I actually canceled services with Beacons as well. Beacons is the payment processor that I was using to sell my digital products because, like I mentioned, I put my business on hold, you guys. I actually canceled the pro services. However, I am utilizing their free services. It just means that I won't get as many websites and different things that they offer on the pro services, but I'm still using the Beacons to link my digital products. And that is it, you guys. So I just wanted to bring you guys along with me on my budgeting journey. Oh, let me go ahead and add everything together. Let me add it all together. All right, so for my fixed expenses, we got 906.15. Oh, hold on. Let's start with the paycheck first. So I got paid 1652.08, and let's subtract the 906.15. That leaves us with 745.93, right? And then minus 205.04 for our flexible expenses. That leaves us with $540.89. And then minus 457.06. And that left me with $83.83. And I didn't spend that up, y'all. I got a little bit of it left. I don't know. But I feel like as long as you are making all of your payments, whether that's your fixed or your flexible, whatever it is that you are actually budgeting for your monies, even if you break even, like I actually want to budget this all the way down to zero. Because I was watching, what is her name? I can't think of her name, but she was talking about how she does a zero budget to where she gives every dollar a purpose. And that's how I actually want to budget my stuff. So I'm actually going to budget down this 83. It may be like fast food or something that I spent it on. But once I get all of these buy now, pay laters out of the way, y'all, I'm going to have so much freed up money, and I just can't wait. And then once that money frees up, I'm going to be putting it in savings. I'm going to be paying off more collection items. I just want to have a more debt-free life. You know what I mean? So yeah, so thank you guys for, watching my July 17th budget video. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in and just supporting little on me. And if you feel like it's something that you are interested in, go ahead and leave a comment, and subscribe to become a member of the community. All right, loves. So that is it for today. I will catch you on the next paycheck. Bye, loves.